So, I was working on a Taph video. Script mostly done, right? But I figured, why not just wait? Play him a lot more, let the 2-time rework release before I fully make the video. Then that took about a month. Which, yeah, it is what it is. I should have just been not lazy and actually made the video. Props to Soul and the team for not rushing things. I half expected the dev team to fall apart in the scripting process. Before we get fully started, shout out to Loud for the amazing thumbnail art. Appreciate it. Probably going to commission this guy again because, you love to see it. I think I'm going to start with Taph. He's got a lot less going on, and now that he's been out for a while, people actually know how to play as and against him, including me. He's a good tertiary support. He's really good at playing into an already existent Elliot or Builderman, but has better synergy with Builderman. Being able to make a killer destroying, say, a turret in the corner of glass houses, very inconvenient. Waste time, escape chase, you know the deal. On his own, he's kind of underwhelming, which I personally think is the point. He by no means can last a very long time by himself, but paired with virtually any Sentinel or support, he becomes a pain in the ass to deal with. I'll give an example for clarity. Without communication between any of these people, a guest, Elliot, and Taph can be a nightmare for any Jason or John Doe. Elliot keeps guest alive when, inevitably, he fucks up a parry. If the killer decides to go for Elliot instead, it doesn't matter, because Taph's minds don't affect survivors other than himself. If all these three are even a little bit competent, they're wasting a minute on the low end. Factor in other survivors, and, you'll be fine. He isn't the best, and I kind of doubt there will be a bigger player base for him outside of the people that like his attire or how goofy he is in general, since he can be really underwhelming by himself. In my experience, a guest or Shaletsky is a lot more fine with you taking chase instead of a Pumpkin or Elliot, despite the fact that you both fall under the support role. It might just come with the territory of having a lot more of an ability to defend yourself. Being able to lead the killer into your nest is pretty important once you get the hang of soloing him. I don't think he needs any changes, especially right now, but we'll see how that shakes out the further the game progresses. I really like what he brings, even if he's a niche side pick compared to the primary supports. Okay, 2-time. They aren't as good as people are crying about right now. I know. It's kind of odd coming from someone who's going to start maining them now. I really like them. Their gimmick is neat, even if their playstyle is very, very diluted currently. Small side tangent first. Make 2-time classified as a survivalist again. Their gameplay premise is baked in to be selfish, unlike Shaletsky and Guest. You don't want to be drawing attention. You want to hit and then run and hide, hopefully to do so again. Getting chased by killer as 2-time without a respawn is the worst thing that can happen to you. Eventually, Sentinels are going to stop trying to defend you because you don't really help them in any way, and supports are going to be less confident to back you up knowing your stun is a lot more inconsistent than a Shaletsky sword or a guest block. Your best friend is going to be a good Taph. Disorientating or slowing the killer for an easy backstab to fill half your bar is golden, even if he's only indirectly helping you. Even though they get soft regen with every stab, 10 for a front side and 20 for a back, I would not get cocky as 2-time. Outside of your raw ability to juke, at best you're going to get another stab in before your chase ends against a good killer. And unless you can trick stab competently, you're probably just going to die. As I said earlier, you don't want to take chase at all. You're an inconvenience, not a problem. Don't make yourself one. Currently, there's a lot of 2-times right now, meaning it's kind of hard to actually catch killers off guard when every game there's like 4 of you at minimum. But once that settles down, I think it's going to be a lot easier for smart survivors to get a hold of how they play. The worst matchup for 2-time is a John Doe, in my opinion at least. Even though Jason can potentially erase all of your health instantly given the range, gaping wound TikTok combo I'm sure everyone has seen at this point, that requires him to be smart, you to be stupid, and his cooldowns to be off. And I expect better of my viewers. Generally, you want to hover a killer like a Chance would, except you want to be a lot closer given the range. Even with your lunge, I'd stay safe and just get up close to them when they're not paying attention. You might have heard me talking about trick stabbing earlier. Yes, you can. Aside from around corners doing a short stab, which is honestly the preferable method, you can juke a killer into your knife, or tank a hit so you can get behind them for the stun. Your regen keeping you mostly even. You can do a trick stab facing the killer. If you lunge, it takes practice, but you need to lunge towards them, change direction midway while you're extending your hitbox forward, and pray your ping is bad enough that like you're somehow behind them while they're going forward. I've gotten away with it a few times, and it's easier if you have slight elevation up above them. Smooth ramps, stairways, the likes, all this is stuff that makes your job as a pain in the ass a lot easier. Generally, people are giving them a little more credit than they need. Realistically, without change, they're going to be an S-rank solo character and maybe a B for teammates. I'll probably make another tier list video later, as a lot of things have changed since the last one, but you know, it's here and there. To recap, as Taph, you want to put your tripwires between doorways or any walls that cover up the stakes of your wire. The darker the place, the better. Put your mines in places the killer has to run into. Small, tight corridors, drops, doorways, the top of a turret, the top of hills, around corners, places the killer would lose time having to go around instead of tanking it. As 2 time, put your respawn somewhere generally hidden, but not in a corner. Remember, when you respawn, you're briefly revealed to the killer, and you want options to escape and hide, especially in Last Man Standing, when their primary focus is you. You want to hide and crouch to stay hidden before they get line of sight on you. Personally, I would recommend just using the short stab for practicality. There's not many times you would actually need the lunge the crouch gives you. Crouch is better used to avoid detection so you can actually get close to the killer, but the windup that lunge gives you makes situations where you'd easily be able to hit the killer just standing up more difficult than they need to be. Before I end the video, I gotta say something because it makes me angry and I'm just like, okay, I need to get it out somewhere. I've seen a lot of complaints about Forsaken, how long it takes for updates to be pushed out, criticisms of said updates, everything like that. Forsaken is an in-alpha passion project with people on board that have no media training, no experience running larger communities, and most certainly didn't expect their game to reach this level of popularity. And I see some smarmy assholes complaining every time something has changed, as if this is supposed to be a full release with everything balanced, no bugs, shit like that. Comparing it to Dead by Daylight because they have the same quote-unquote fundamental issues when they're both just asymmetrical horror games is fucking crazy. I'm not sure what compels these people other than not understanding the creative process and having nothing else going on in their lives. But man, it reeks of similarities to how the old Pressure community was. But significantly worse because it's a PvP game. I know part of it is because Roblox players in general just love to be miserable, but man, taking efforts for granted and shitting all over a game they choose to play is wild to me, and I could never understand it. That being said, that's all I got for today. In terms of further content I'm going to be producing, there's probably going to be another tier list on its way soon, since, you know, 2-time release, some killer changes, blah, 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 little things like that. I'm still going to be streaming. I might stream some Forsaken soon, but it doesn't really get me any viewers, so we'll see. I hope you guys take care, have a lovely day, and I will see y'all later.